The Standard Bank Global Leadership Center provided the stunning venue for the third edition of the Africa MBA Indaba on Monday, the 30th of July 2018. Gathering together all the top business schools in the world under one roof, the Africa MBA Indaba's mission is to connect the most talented African candidates with the best and most competitive MBA programs on the planet.
Africa is really the next frontier of business. It's the whole continent. I think is really growing in terms of economic development, in terms of representation of students coming from the continent, especially to the US, to experience US education. So it's really key. At Wharton and Lauder, we actually have an Africa program. So for us, it's even more important to come to Africa to ensure that we have representation from students coming from the region.
At Yale, we really want to be as diverse as possible, and we mean that in many different elements of diversity. And it's important for us to be in all over the world, basically, and we really want to be able to attract talent from all over the world to bring to our campus and add those perspectives to our campus.
Columbia is trying to really just recruit from wherever the talent is, whether that be in Africa, whether that be in the US or anywhere else in the world. And I think it's very important that events like this happen to give students who are from the continent access to individuals that are actually at these schools.
Africa is one of the key parts of the world and is a growing influence. So I think right now Harvard is trying to grow the number of African students, the number of African businesses that have cases written about them, and generally the profile of Africa within Harvard.
How business is being done in South Africa is completely different how it is in Europe, in Latin America, in Asia Pacific. So having the diverse classroom is extremely important in today's global economy.
Diversity is not just about gender, it's not just about color or ethnicity, it's about thought. It's about the diversity of thought that happens when you get people of different backgrounds who have different levels of exposure and different things. They are able to provide different perspectives when they come into a classroom. African perspective is unique.
The evening began with a number of presentations in the auditorium before the delegates split up into smaller venues to meet with each of the business schools in attendance.
As far as I know, this is the only opportunity for people like us in South Africa to have access to the top schools all in one place, in a home environment, and to really be given an opportunity to engage with them meaningfully.
There's a lot of insight that you get here that you don't generally get exposed to on a day-to-day basis. So being also able to speak to some of the ladies and gentlemen that are actually from the university, it gives you a bit more confidence into which direction you actually want to go to.
And what did the delegates make of the quality of the programs present?
In my opinion, some of the best in the world. It's nice to also see some of the African representation as well, like Henley and the ALU as well. So, you know, really creating a truly diverse spectrum for us to choose from, which is really great.
Everyone could possibly be interested in, or everyone on my long list has featured here in some way or another. So it's amazing that it is possible to gather everyone from all parts of the world for this day to be able to have such a kind of in-depth experience.
The business schools present at the Indaba were of the highest caliber, with each school having stringent entrance requirements. To ensure that the evening was as productive as possible, the invited delegates all had to undergo a thorough pre-screening process to determine their suitability for the MBA programs on offer, based on their professional experience as well as their academic qualifications.
The fact that all the attendees tonight have been vetted, that they've come with a strong university degree and a strong professional background, really we're recruiting from the top applicants. So it's an ideal event to come to for sure.
I think this event was really helpful for us and has been helpful for us over the past several years in getting our name out there and getting us to meet people and to talk to people about our program.
Tonight I've met a bunch of people I think would be extremely valuable additions and interesting people to have in a class. And I think the more ways that people can interact with the Harvard brand and understand more about Harvard, the more it breaks down almost the stigma of that this is an American MBA, it's Harvard, it's capital H, it's unattainable, which is not true.
Events like this, specifically this one, where talent is pre-screened and you're kind of already in a pool of the best and the brightest, I think it's extraordinarily helpful. It not only helps the school do its job more efficiently, but it helps people like me connect better and more efficiently with people who will be leading the continent, in the years to come.
The focus here has been on the quality of the students, not on the number of students attending. And that's the big difference between this event and many other MBA fairs and exhibitions which are happening out there on a global basis. It's really about quantity versus quality.
Having an event like this that gathers these kinds of exposed, seasoned kinds of aspirants for management schools is great.
The kind of candidates that we've got to actually engage with, we can see that there's so much potential and they actually meet the criteria, most of the criteria that we need for them to actually become our students.
To gain entrance into one of the esteemed MBA programs on offer, the delegates will need to go through a rigorous application phase. This includes writing the Graduate Management Admission Test, or GMAT. To help students through this tricky assessment, the Africa MBA Indaba invited a representative from the GMAT Council, Dr. Ronald Seibert, to deliver a presentation on how to ace the GMAT.
As a testing organization, it's important for us in our service to schools. Our mission is to match talent and aspiration with opportunity, is the way that it's stated.
Standard Bank, the largest banking group in Africa, is the proud host of the Africa MBA Indaba and is at the forefront of promoting talent development across Africa.
It really does give us an opportunity to network and have access to individuals that are equally passionate about Africa. This gives us an opportunity to amalgamate the passion that they have to pursue an MBA and potentially pursue a career opportunity with Standard Bank.
The 2018 Africa MBA Indaba was by all accounts a roaring success, empowering the next generation of African leaders with the tools, knowledge and inspiration to help grow this exciting continent.
Thank you for putting everything together. The applicants that I met with tonight, there was a lot of interest in the Wharton School, a lot of interest in a U.S. education, so I think it was a great event overall.
I really hope that we continue to do this. I really hope that this program grows over the next several years.
I'm excited, I think, about the Africa MBA Indaba brand, and I'm excited about what they're doing within the education space and also bringing in corporates at the same time. So the people attending this type of event are also, getting added value by having, senior leaders within Standard Bank speaking here. And so I feel I would love to see this type of format going into other parts of Africa and the brand growing.
Kudos to Africa's MBA Indaba to bringing such a large network together and keep doing the great things.